Morning decisions. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. That's right, we've done all the work for you. All you have to do is press play and listen. My name is Justin, and you can call me Band Curious because I am indeed curious about bands. I like to gather my friends together and talk about an artist, and together we will come and bring a top 10 starter kit list for you to get into said band. And today we're going to be going from the little league to the big league. And I mean, John, you put them on the board here, and I think there's several reasons I feel like that they kind of got projected up the board. But I'll let you tell me. Talk to me about Cap'n Jazz.
Yeah, so Captain Jazz is another one that I've wanted to do for a long time, but they only have really one record and some singles. They put out a discography back in the late 90s that kind of covers everything. So it's not a lot of songs. We'll talk about that in a minute, but Captain Jazz is one of like those seminal bands when you talk about, again, everyone and their grandma is emo now, but it used to mean something. And Captain Jazz is one of the bands that is considered like one of the formative bands of like kind of the second wave of the early 90s when it kind of got brought back. And I finally got to see them last year for the first time. They're touring the anniversary of their record, and it was really incredible to see them. Like they've all been active in other bands, as we'll talk about. Um, but it was great to see them play these songs, even as 50-year-olds, because there's something about this record. And like I'll disclaimer up front, you can play devil's advocate. A lot of people aren't into this. It can come off as pretentious, it can come off as art school, it can come off as blah blah blah. It's not everybody is into it, but there's something about their music. And like, remember, these are kids when they're doing this. They probably started this band when they were 16, 17 years old. And there's something about the naivete, they play with reckless abandon, like you can only get when you're that age.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's a there's like an unbridled kind of excitement and like adrenaline to it that like you only get from music. And I'm gonna go off on a weird tangent here, so buckle up. But like music like this, like their record, they made this record. It's got a really long title. They just call it Schmat and Schmaz now, but it was made by them, and like they didn't really expect anyone to hear it. It wasn't made with like capitalism in mind. It wasn't like a product. They had these songs they played because they love making music, and they had these songs, and like super talented. It's the Kinsella brothers, which we've talked about many times doing the other bands, but Captain Jazz is where it all started. And like you see clips of them playing in like 94, 95, 96, and yeah, they're just kids. And there's something about like being 18, 19, 20 years old that like you get this rawness and this like really pure, like, I don't know, but like there's a purity to it that you don't get from 30-year-olds or music on major labels where it's a product and it has to be sold. And like I like a lot of that music, nothing against it, but this kind of like DIY, do it yourself music, like it always resonates with me more than that stuff. It'll because people always, when I listen to music, I want to get to like get me as close to the original idea as possible. Like I want to give me the first pressing, I want to hear the demos. I want to hear as close to the original germ of the idea that you get. And with music like this where it it wasn't, they didn't overproduce it. It's not, they went in and recorded probably in a day or two and put out this record for their friends. And they had no idea that it was going to turn into this whole thing. And like all these bands came out of it, like The Promise Ring, American Football, Joan of Arc, Owls, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. But I was excited to talk about them because yeah, when I saw them last year, it brought back a lot of those like feelings I had when I was, 17, 18 years old. And you listen to this music and you're like, man, like they get it. There's something intangible about it that really connects with people. And a lot of people haven't heard. Now that's what gets me excited about it.
You brought up people not being on board. We used our free throw panel chat for this, and Joe was on that show, and Joe was like, "Not for me." So like, yeah, it's possible, but somebody who is on board, Cord, use firstly, welcome back. It's been a while, friend. But talk to me about what it is about Cap'n Jazz for you.
Mother's Day has a way of sneaking up on you. But when it does, 1-800-Flowers makes it easy to send mom something beautiful, thoughtful, and worthy of everything she does. Right now, with double blooms from 1-800-Flowers, order 1 dozen roses and get another dozen for free. It's a bigger gesture with fresh, beautiful flowers arranged to make Mother's Day feel as special as she is. Make Mother's Day feel bigger with double blooms at 1-800-Flowers.com/Spotify. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/Spotify.
So for me, this was a band that, like, obviously, if you are into emo at all, and you sort of consider yourself an emo kid, you want to explore that world, this is a band that is going to come your way because of how influential they were. And I had listened to this compilation record like maybe once or twice back in the day, and it was one of those things where like you listen through it and then you pick a couple of songs and throw them on your email playlist and then you forget about the record as a whole. And it's been really cool like revisiting the whole thing and kind of finding new gems and like even old stuff that like, oh yeah, I remember this song, but didn't, it didn't stick enough back in the day to be put on a playlist or something, but now I'm like, oh wow, I love this. Yeah, so much of this band is, I don't know, a lot of it for me is like knowing the historical significance, and I think a lot of what sort of makes me excited about it and gets me into this band is hearing things that I'm like, man, my band is doing this kind of thing 30 years later, or like, bands that have come out in the past 10 years are still taking cues from this thing that these high school kids wrote in the mid 90s, and so it's kind of like I don't know, it's a testament to I think what John said about the sort of unbridled naivety of just a bunch of kids who want to write music for fun, like that being deeply inset into the DNA of emo as a genre is something that, Cap'n Jazz left like a lasting impact. A lot of this is like really weird. They're just like writing whatever the hell they want to write. And they're not doing it. You would think like, oh, a bunch of like 17 to 21-year-olds are doing it just to like be funny and aren't that talented, but like everyone in this band is like really great at what they do. I think that Mike Kinsella actually learned how to play drums to be in this band, and his drums kick ass on this record. Like, it's kind of crazy. So Um, yeah, it's been really fun to like go back and explore this again and just think of like, oh man, that kind of guitar part is something I hear like this band use all the time still, or that like drum rhythm is something that gets carried on into newer emo bands. It's just like it's definitely, it gets talked about for a reason.
I it's crazy because I feel like this is a band that to your point there, I feel like this is a band that the name has been bandied about, but like nobody's ever until I feel like we had a conversation about it on an after the fact or something. John, I feel like Cap'n Jazz has come up a couple times, but like I, I don't know how I wasn't aware. You know what I mean? I guess maybe I'm
Right.
I don't. Maybe I'm somewhere like in between what was punk and what is emo. Like, I just was too embridled in my, I'm listening to my '90s alt, at the time. I mean, obviously, I don't think Cap'n Jazz would have found me at the time, like as it was happening. Uh, like 90, if we're talking 96, like yeah, the chances of it finding me then are slim.
Right.
But
Yeah, I mean, their LP, like they made what 300 copies, 500 copies, never went on tour, just broke up, and then of course like the Promise Ring starts, Joan of Arc starts, they start these other bands, but Captain Jazz, like it's, and we talked about this on another episode, I can't remember which one, but like before the internet, this stuff all went. You had to just go by word of mouth, right? So you
mhm.
had to know someone who had the record or who had seen them and would they would tell a friend and be like, "Oh, you got to get this record." But like no one had really like it was just like this legend until I think it was 98 or 99 when Jade Tree put out the An Alphabet of Pathology, the which covered everything, and then it was like, "Oh, now you have access to this stuff." And they had a big kind of resurgence then, like the Promise Ring was getting big, so more and more people were interested. And then yeah, and then it kind of went away. Like that was hard to find for a while. But then just last year for the 30th anniversary, they released the LP, and I think that kind of brought them back a little bit. So yeah, I'm not surprised that you had not heard. Like they're not a very well known band, even though they were very seminal and influential.
And I mean it's apparent when you listen to the record. I mean, the first thing I thought of was At the Drive-In, specifically like Acrobatic Tenement, like it's in that same wheelhouse, even though At the Drive-In has more of like a Texas thing going on. Like it it lives in that same space, which is to say like emo, which is to say I am kind of shocked. I mean, I sort listening to the record, I sort of get why Joe dipped out, but the heart of it being emo is what was like, oh man, I am shocked that he was completely like, nah, I don't, just not for me. I, I don't know, man. Maybe this is for you, Joe. And if you're listening, I love you, brother. So talk to me. Like this is one record, or it's presented as one record, I should say. It's like 33
Mhm.
tracks, John. Like you get half of the thing, but does that make it easier?
A little bit. I mean, it's the LP. It starts off with their record, and then you get into some singles and compilation tracks and things like that. And some of that stuff is really good. They the original LP is like I think the classic material. They added Davey Von Bolen, who was and went on to be the singer in the Promise Ring. I think later, like in the maybe the last year of their existence, as a second guitar player. So the later stuff gets a little more experimental. They add like there's a trumpet on some of it, um, and it gets a little like the couple of the covers on there are probably not the best choice that they made. The I think I had read something one time that their cover of Winter Wonderland was voted like the most pretentious song ever in Chicago or something around that time. Is like people were not into it, but some of that late era stuff I think is great. But you kind of have to be a little. I mean I'm heavily front loaded on the LP, like as you would expect. But yeah, I mean, getting almost half the songs definitely helps. But I think as it's harder at first, and then as you get on, you're like, okay, I can pick and choose. What of the later stuff I'm gonna go with.
So what do you
Made
think?
it a little bit easier.
What do you think, Cord? Like this is, your first time back in a while. We're kind of throwing you into the deep end, but it's 15. Is picking a 15 here for the comeback show easier than a pick 20?
I think in this case it was. And I didn't really have the context of like when I was listening through it, I mean, there's like a few clues of like, oh, this probably wasn't on like a full length record, but like I wasn't really looking at it knowing the perspective of like what songs were on the LP and what were just like random singles things.
Mm-hmm.
But it was honestly, I think my first pass was like 16 and I only had to chop one. So like wasn't that bad. And it wasn't that like I kind of just went the route of I'm going to listen to it in passing while I'm doing other stuff and like if it sticks out to me then I'm going to put it on my 15 playlist, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I feel like I was almost exactly, except for my first pass netted me 19 as opposed to 16. So I did have a couple cuts. I tried not to overthink them. I didn't get a lot of internet response, which kind of goes back to what we were talking about before, like who has heard of them. So that does bring a little excitement to me. The fact that this is, hopefully we're shining a light here on a band that clearly was influential. Yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of weighed what I got on my first pass versus like what their top 10 songs were on Spotify. And I was like, okay, like all those have made my pass. So I'm on the right track. And, you just kind of, nothing seemed weak, nothing was like easy tossaways except for covers, maybe, possibly. And then, then it's like two others that gotta kind of hit I didn't overthink it. And I was like, all right, like hopefully, and that gets us to the next part. Hopefully the math works in our favor here, John. Based on everything we've talked about so far, it's 33 tracks. There's only 3 of us. I mean, it seems like this should go pretty well, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna be fairly optimistic. I'm gonna say I'm debating between 2. I'm gonna say 7.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. First time back, Cord, what do you think?
Tough. I'm gonna say 5.
Okay. That makes my choice a little easier. I'm gonna just split the difference there with 6. My thought initially was 8, but I'll fight the instinct and I'll take the 6 just in case there's a little separation between us. All right. We're going to take a quick pause, and on the other side, we're going to play the game. It's the program, Jack. And with that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. The 3 of us have combed through, I say the discography of Cap'n Jazz. I guess it's still a discography because it's a compilation. And plucked out 15 songs that we're now going to match together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you in case you are like me and have never given Cap'n Jazz the time of day. No better place to start than the front. It is one of the few answers that I got when I listened to it today. I was like, yes, because I like when a band does the thing, and Little League does the thing. I'm starting with Little League.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like that's one of the few no-brainers. I feel like we'll have a couple that'll be like, yeah, that belongs, but I feel like that one's a no-brainer. Probably have another one here. Little League, boom, is in. John?
All right, I'm going to go with one that really stuck out when they played it last year, and they played a bunch of stuff, like a lot of stuff you wouldn't think they would have. But how about Yes, I Am Talking to You?
Yeah, I got it.
Yes, I am having it on my list.
Excellent.
Yeah. Hold on, I think I'm going to play a clip here underneath this. Yeah, this is the one that I was listening to the record earlier today, and I was like, do I have this one? I was like, oh, yeah. Good.
Yeah, you mentioned At the Drive-In earlier. This one was the most At the Drive-In to me, with like those like super rhythmic, like kind of dissonant chords.
For sure. For sure. As a matter of fact, I think that's what kind of brought it back to the front of my brain when I said it earlier. It was like, that was the one I was thinking of. So
They were both listening to a lot of Fugazi.
also makes sense. Yeah.
That tracks, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like that's the joke that like Fugazi is not an emo band, but they are your favorite emo band's favorite band.
Yes.
I get that. All right, boom. Yes, I am talking to you is in chord.
Well, I'm gonna throw out one that I'm gonna try to get my trash out of the way because I think it sounds like I like the covers more than you guys do. I'm gonna be real with you. I've never heard the actual 90210 theme, but I'm a sucker for anything like that chill lo-fi vibe. So I definitely had the theme to 90210 on my list.
Wow. No, I did not.
Look, I mean, it's the one of the covers that I actually considered, but I figured I've got 32 other songs I can take instead of theme to 90210. So
Real, understandable.
The little clips are hilarious, though.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, back to me. This one is possibly a homer. I guess we'll find out. How about Oh Messy Life?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. That's the only other answer I got when I asked about this band. I got Little League, I got Oh Messy Life. And that's it. And again, of course, that tells me that we are doing something good here. And I also should say, funny punk band, I think they're called Worthington's Law from North Carolina, is one of the bands one of the people that answered. So,
Oh, cool.
All right. Oh Messy Life is in. John.
All right. How about this is the first song they played at the show? How about Basil's Kite?
Yeah.
I did not have that one, surprisingly.
Okay.
I'll take a 2 there. They can't all be home runs, can they? All right. Chord?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna keep with the trend of the front half of the record. How about In the Clear?
Yes.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah. There's just like the energy at the beginning of this song is crazy. Like Mike's drumming is just so.
Tires matter. They're the only part of your vehicle that touches the road. Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack. Whether you're looking for expert recommendations or know exactly what you want, Tire Rack makes it easy. Fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, and convenient installation options. Go to TireRack.com to see tire test results, tire ratings, and consumer reviews, and be sure to check out all the special offers. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Good, and like just drives so hard.
Like, yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. Listening to the clip right now, it's like, I mean, like you can kind of tell they're kids because the way his voice sounds like, but like when you listen to those drums, especially in that song, and then you think these are kids, these are teenagers, and it's like, oh man, like to know out of the gate, that's what you want to do. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. I think Mike's younger than Tim, and I'm pretty sure when that record dropped, Tim was like 21 and Mike was like 18 or something. And I saw this video of them playing from the year the record came out in like a Knights of Columbus somewhere in Illinois, and it was just like You could tell they're young because they're just like absolutely going wild, and the room is packed too. So they were like, you could tell they were like regionally popular at least. But yeah,
I wish it was
Definitely,
my
yeah.
region. I wish it was my region. Back around to me. I'm a baseball guy. I have to presume this is a baseball reference. I don't know what the song's about. I didn't look into it. This one I can understand if nobody else has, but I could not take Olerud.
I do not have that one.
I've got it.
Hey, I'll take a 2 there. That's cool with me.
He of the helmet
Yeah,
wearing first baseman.
for sure. I loved me some John Olerud. I grew up technically a Blue Jays fan before I was a Mets fan, and then they won the World Series twice, and I was like, well, I can't be seen as a front runner. Oh boy, am I not? You cannot call me a front runner now, being a Mets fan. But then he went to play for the Mets, and my love for John Olerud grew even more. So I'll take a 2 with a John Olerud. All right, John.
All right. I love a long song title. How about "No Use for a Piano Player When You Got to Play Your Piano"?
Oh no,
That's a miss from me as well.
Okay.
something's got to go in the bin, I presume. Can't hit them all. All right, chord.
I guess also go with a long song title. How about "Hey Ma, Do I Have to Choke on the?"
No.
No.
Figured that might have been a miss. I think I was partially biased on this one because I'm like, this has got to be the first time that Mike Kinsella sings on recording, right? But
Probably.
that song, yes, is very kind of weird.
Okay.
Shout out to American football who just announced a new record.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They did. I think they're coming to
LP4.
Richmond. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. I think the last stop of tour is Minneapolis. I would love to go to that.
Yeah.
All right, on the radar. Let's see. American football, if you listen to this, hit your boys up. All right. I'll go back to the top of my list. How about Puddle Splashers?
I did not have that one.
I do.
Okay. Boom. 2.
Thanks for picking up my miss.
We take them 2s and we take them 2s. All right, John?
Troubled by Insects.
Yes.
No, I think this was like a late cut for me. I think that might have
Okay.
been one.
All right, so that... all right. Chord?
How about Planet Shh?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. That one, the vocal line in the chorus is so fun. Head in my middle of
Yeah, it's a great song.
squeeze to a warmer rib stay apart. That's like, I don't know, one of the things that I love about Tim Kinsella is he's just like unafraid to be extremely weird. I don't know what half of his lyrics mean, but I like them.
I like that. All right, that was the one I was actually going to go to next. So I got to recalculate here. How about Que Suerte?
Nope.
Yes.
Hey. All right, I think we may have just exited NTP territory with a good handful of songs left to play. We'll come to that bridge here in a sec. Yes, we did. All right, John?
All right. You mentioned his lyrics, and this is one when they played it. He talked about, going back and listening to the record to try and figure out some of the lyrics and just going back and kind of getting a refresher on it. And he mentioned this one, especially like the third verse. He's like, people come up and sing it for me. And I'm like, it's just nonsense. It's just like, son of Neil Young, blah, blah, blah. He just made it up. And if you listen to it, you can hear it. It's The Sands Have Turned Purple.
I got it.
Yep. Got it.
Cool.
That's a cool story. Gotta love that. All right. Let me get that queued. And scoot it on up. Boys, we're going to actually have to make a cut because we've got 6 through and 5 twos, I think. All right, Cord.
How about we are scientists?
No.
That was number 16.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to say that was like 16 or 17 as well. Not that that helps in this instance.
I have exclusively 3s or 1s on my list right now.
All right. I only have 4 left, boys. Maybe we do just
Alright.
one more and then dump out next round.
Yeah, only got 3.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll start at the top of my list. How about Precious?
Nope.
No.
Oh, Binner in my last throw out. Okay. All right, John.
This one is so good they put it on the record twice, both as a full band and an acoustic version. How about "Ooh, Do I Love You"?
Yes.
Yep.
Hey.
Nice.
Hey.
Yeah.
Boom and boom. Do we want to talk about which one we want to take, or?
I'd say the full band one probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
I
making sure.
almost put both on my list, and then I was like, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna keep
they're
the full
both
band
good.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me just scroll this one on up. All right. Ooh, Do I Love You is in. And Cord.
Wait, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go with bluegrassish.
No.
Yes.
Hey.
Good. Okay. I was like, come on, someone else, please. Boys kissing boys.
I was listening to that one.
Oh, go ahead.
I was listening to that one right before he went on. I was like, oh man, do I want to do the work to find a spot for it? I was like, I don't know what it was that didn't hit with me the first time. But
He's Virginia. That's your state. You gotta go with it.
yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
really New York. I mean, I've lived here longer than I lived in New York, but all right. That brings me back to my last 2 here. First one, Soria.
Nope.
No.
Oh. And last but not least, Sergio Valente.
Nope.
Yes. That's my last one as well.
Yeah, right. So we'll take that 2 there, and John is out, so we don't have to we don't have to empty out for him. And Cord, what do you got left?
I had Tokyo.
Tokyo's very good.
Scary Kids Scaring Kids.
Did a band take their name from that, or was that band before that?
No, they got their name from the Cap'n Jazz song.
Thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy Driver. And then my last one, again with the covers, I had to take the Take on Me. It's just fun.
It is.
It is super fun.
It is very fun, and honestly, if I hadn't, I'm just a sucker for the Real Big Fish one. I know.
Oh, that one's terrible. This one's way better.
Oh wow. Oh wow. How dare you?
Yeah. Oh, please. Don't even start.
All right, let's see. There we go. What are we at? 7? John? Yeah.
Hey.
Your 7's going to win.
All right.
So let's do
Nice.
that. So the 7 that are in, I'll run these down and then we can start working on these 2s. Little League, Yes I Am Talking to You, Oh Messy Life, In the Clear, Planet Shh, The Sands Have Turned Purple, if I could type, Ooh, Do I Love You. All right, so these 2s, Basil's Kite, Olarude, Puddle Splashers, Troubled by Insects, Que Suerte, Bluegrassish, Sergio Valente. I mean, I was willing, if I would have been willing to do the work, like if we were doing this show tomorrow, I probably would have had Bluegrassish, if that means anything to you guys.
Well, here's the thing. We have all of the ones we have so far are from the record, the first 12, I think. So I want to get at least one, maybe two of the later stuff that
Okay.
kind of gets a little more experimental. So I'm looking at Sergio Valente or maybe Olerud, maybe Troubled by Insects, either one or two of those before we get into going back to what's on the actual record.
Right. Are any of those jumping out at you, Cord? Olerud, Troubled by Insects, Sergio Valente?
I'm down for Troubled by Insects for sure.
Yes.
And then I could do Olerud. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
So take them. What do you think? Take them both, John?
I mean, if that's what we want to do, I mean, we're definitely front loaded, so I feel like getting a couple things off the back half would balance it out.
All right. So Olerud, Troubled by Insects, and that leaves John's final say, I believe, 7-9. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go way out to left field on this because why not? It's basically one double CD discography. This band, I mean, like, you gotta go. And then, Cord, you mentioned the song, and I'm glad that you did. They closed the show with it both nights when I saw them. It's super fun. I don't think it should be the number one on the list, but I think it should be on there. I'm gonna go Take on Me as the number 10.
Wow.
Heck yeah.
Wow. Fun
Man.
to say. Wow.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. Let's shift that up and run this down. Little League, Yes, I Am Talking to You. Oh, Messy Life, In the Clear, Planet Shh, The Sands Have Turned Purple. Ooh, Do I Love You, Olerud, Troubled by Insects, and Take on Me. So I read those 10 down to you, John. Is there one that's jumping out at you as the number one?
I think it's In the Clear.
Ooh. What do you think, Cord?
I think that's a good call. To me, it's between like it's either In the Clear or Little League for me. And I'm cool with In the Clear, I think, actually. Yeah.
I feel like we're all in lockstep.
Just the way it starts out.
Yeah, I think we're all in lockstep. Like, those were the two I was going to say. It's either Little League or In the Clear. I always like when a band does the thing, but since it's only one record, we don't need them to do the thing that is the thing that I like, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like jumping a few tracks ahead is cool. And we should note 1:57. So...
Hell yeah.
I mean, I think we've got a winner. I think it's Clear. Hey-oh, I'm so clever. All right, so In the Clear is going to be our number one. I'll run this down one last go, and we'll get on out of here. In the Clear, Little League, Yes, I Am Talking to You, Oh, Messy Life, Planet Shh, The Sands Have Turned Purple, Ooh, Do I Love You, Olerud, Troubled by Insects, Take on Me. Let's let In the Clear get a moment in the sun.
We gather here tonight to bring women back to their rightful place.
The Testaments, a new Hulu original series from the executive producers of The Handmaid's Tale.
It's easier to accept a story than believe that the people around you are monsters.
The battle isn't over.
There comes a time when you have to take action, when you have to choose your own destiny.
Never quite as it seems.
Watch the new Hulu original series, The Testaments, streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Hey guys, today I'm interviewing my cat about his perfect bistro food. Percy, you seem to be a big Perfect Bistro fan. Care to comment? Totally. What do you like about it? You love the high-quality ingredients? And the delicious flavors, of course. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Listen to Percy, guys. Visit perfectbistro.com to try it for your cat.
Look at that. We have done it. If you have never gotten into Cap'n Jazz, there's no excuse anymore. We talked about them for almost 40 minutes at this point, and it's what, an hour 37 of your time, 33 tracks, something like that. It's not, hour 37. Just saying. I mean, yes, start with this 10, but also you really could probably just listen to the collection and just take the little extra time and do it. If that ain't your jam, I'm willing to bet that this 10 comes out to maybe 30 minutes. Like, it's not going to take a lot of your time. Do it. If you like emo, just do it. Hey, maybe you have an argument against which 10 songs we picked. I doubt it. I think we did rather well here, as proven by 7 through unanimously. But if that is the case, you can leave a comment on wherever you're listening, and that would be greatly appreciated because it helps us be seen in the algorithm. So leaving a comment on Spotify, leaving a review on Apple Podcasts, all those are super helpful. If you happen to have stumbled across this episode on Threads or Instagram, leaving a comment, again, any way that we can be seen, that is super helpful to us here at the show. So boom, super appreciate that. We are a podcast. Subscribing, rating, commenting is super helpful. But if you want to go that extra mile, patreon.com/oh hi Justin. $1 a month gets you in the door. Right now, that gets you the occasional oh hi Justin. I'm admittedly don't do it very often, unfortunately. It also gets you deprogrammed before the rest of the world. The conversation we're about to have, called After the Fact, goes there. It also gets you an invite to an online radio station that I kind of started. And I mean, it's nothing right now. It's just some songs. As at the time of recording, it's like 18 songs that I've put on there. But with the capability to go live, it's something that I'm going to grow, and I'm hoping to do so through Patreon. So pitching in would be super duper helpful if that is something that you would like to consider. $1 a month gets you in the door. If you pitch up to $5, it also gets you access to certain channels in our Discord. Either way, if you pledge at all, you get a link to join our Discord. You want to join our Discord, but don't want to get behind the paywall? I understand that. Just ask me for a link. Come on, hang out in there. We're growing trees. We got a music league going. We have a place where you can sign up for episodes. You can chat about Deprogrammed. There's all sorts of like sub-threads in the Deprogrammed channel where we're talking about things that are coming up on the daily episodes. All that stuff is happening in the Discord. Consider it. Thanks. And again, subscribing, rating, commenting, super helpful. But honestly, the best way you can help this show is by telling somebody that you listen to it. Hey, I listen to Deprogrammed, and you should too. And with that, Cap'n Jazz. Learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Bye.